everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing today? Well, before we get started, grab your coffee, maybe a snack or two, possibly chocolate cake, and let's get into it. But before we do, you guys know to always go to the description box below to find the most interesting links. My email address is in there. Trish's email address is in there, so you can get a hold of us at any time, even if you just want to talk. If you want to sign up for our newsletter, please do so. All the information you're going to need is in the description box below. Okay, if you want to contribute to our newsletter, like if you want to have a veteran highlighted, a first responder highlighted, your pet, recipes, anything that you want in the newsletter, just let me know. Okay? All right. Also, there's links to preps that I have bought. There's links to small businesses that are owned by people in our community. Okay? So, coffee. Stormy. Yes. So, this email was sent to me. And this subscriber said that she is in Hanover, Mass, which is by Boston. She said, pet, baby, medical things, very low. Meat, all cold sections, hard to find stuff. Middle of store, many things, some over 10 months expired. Oh my goodness. Food they are selling. Look at the dates. Stay safe. I'm starting to use tea and tablespoons used for stretching on laundry and shampoo and etc. to save money. Fear less. Wow, honey, thank you. Thank you for bringing that stuff to light. Thank you. Whoa. Whoa. That 10 months of expiration date. We're, generally seeing, stuff that's on the shelves. Okay, it expires in like 2, 3, 4 months, but these things have already expired almost a year ago, and they're still on the shelves. Damn. Okay, so this was sent to me. She said, you mentioned wild lettuce a couple days ago. I did. She said, yesterday I fell on the ice. Oh, sweetheart. My sleeve caught a stake sticking out a 75-pound concrete planter, almost 3 feet from the ground. Are you okay? As I hit the ground on my left hip, the heavy planter hit me full force on my back, kidney, and right hip. Oh, Lord. I don't have money for the ER. Who does? It's like a highway robbery joke going to the ER. I keep wild lettuce capsules on hand in case of accidents such as this. It's an all-natural herb for pain and mild sedative. I get mine at intothewildusa. Throw me some good vibes and prayers, because this is a hellish mess just in time for gardening season. I love you. I love you, honey. Okay, so the link is in the description box below, and here's a picture of what she's talking about. Okay, so this subscriber got a hold of me. She says she went to Walmart to add to her pantry, and the pasta aisle that had nothing left but spaghetti noodles, elbow macaroni, and 1 bag of regular noodles. While shopping there, I was in the salsa aisle. Oh, I found a jar of salsa with black beans and corn in it, so I bought a couple of those. Figured that would be great to put over rice or possibly pasta. Yeah, that does sound good, actually. There's not much to choose from in the Gatorade or Powerade. We need to buy sugar-free, about a few bottles of Powerade Zero. That's what I buy, is the sugar-free. I've been buying a few each time. I go to the grocery store trying to stay ahead of the summer. Yeah, that's exactly what I do. No, Stormy, stop it. Here's a few photos. I am noticing that canned vegetables went up 4 cents here in Southern Oregon. I also noticed the broth section. They only had a few cans to choose from versus several brands. I noticed this with other items as well. I also noticed the Campbell's soup section. Not much to it as far as variety. When I purchased my green beans, I noticed all that was left was the no salt added. Not sure if everyone's buying the regular green beans or if being an issue for production purposes. I went to go buy some more salt and they only had Morton salt available. Huh. Huh. Strange. Here. Okay, so this email was sent to me. She said, after watching your video Head on a Swivel, I know I'm not completely paranoid. Okay. No. This is what we are experiencing is not paranoia. Okay. Not when you guys are emailing me and telling me the same exact story over and over and over again. So listen. She said, I was shopping at our local Aldi's 2 weeks ago by myself. I noticed a man in a van in a space next to me when I parked. He was talking on his phone and I paid little attention to him. The store wasn't very busy and I completed my shopping in about 40 minutes. The man was still there and still on his phone when I came back out. I loaded my groceries and started for home. At the red light, I noticed he was directly behind me. How did he get there so quickly? And nobody was with him. He turned everywhere I did as I headed towards home. At my last turn, a school bus got between us. And then the bus and he got the red light. Instead of making my turn onto my street, I drove around for about 15 minutes just in case he continued after me. I thought my imagination got the better of me, but not now. Not after listening to the other woman's story. I'll be more careful. Thank you for the heads up. P.S. I'm glad you're enjoying the Josh Early candy. Yes, it's absolutely delicious. It's absolutely delicious. But listen, this is not paranoia. It's not. I am receiving emails from quite a few women every single day telling me the same story. And you all live in different parts of the country. It's not paranoia. It's not. Okay? But when I tell you head on a swivel, be aware of your surroundings and who is around you. Please listen to me. Okay? I don't know what. I would not be able to lay my head down at night knowing something happened to you. Okay? Please. Be aware. Okay? Please. We are living in some of the scariest of times, to the point where we can't even walk our dogs down the street or take a walk. We can't do anything out of fear of being attacked. Just please be careful. Please. Okay? And then this this was sent to me. Someone went to KFC. We don't even have a KFC around here that I know of. I haven't seen, but then again, we really don't eat fast food anymore. But these prices are like, this is ridiculous. Look at this. And now for a commercial break. Yes. And now this was sent to me. She said, I heard this on another YouTube channel, so I thought I would check into it. Walmart has been quietly closing their stores. This would be part of the shortages we have been seeing. Walmart has decided to close as many as 154 stores in the US and 269 stores globally. So there's going to be a link in the description box below, okay? And the stores include Walmart supercenters and neighborhood market stores in Arizona, California, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Massachusetts, Minnesota, New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Virginia, and Washington. Stores in Hanover, Massachusetts, Norristown, Pennsylvania are expected to close at the end of October. Stores in Cypress, Texas, Norwalk, California are expected to close November 1st. Many of the remaining stores closed between April and July. Okay, so that link is in the description box below for you guys. Okay, now so there's actually two, I'm sorry, links for that. I have not heard about any kind of, any of our Walmarts closing, but really that's like our main, what would you say, hub, Walmarts. I don't know why they are. So, and here is more proof really about Walmart closing. So we've got Walmart right here, okay? Here's something, total liquidation. Walgreens, CVS, Burger King. Look at this. And then this subscriber, she sent me that this is, brilliance, really. I think this is a neat idea. Saves lots of time trying to find a way to trim off fresh pineapple. Yeah, that is. I would have never thought about doing that. And then this was sent to me. The big giant jars from Ball could be used for this. They're big enough to put a whole chicken in. Huh. Like meal in a jar type thing, doing a whole chicken and then putting the veggies in with it. I like that idea because I want to get into canning whole meals, and not just, all right, here's a jar with chicken, here's a jar with vegetables, here's a jar with this, here's a jar with that, you know what I mean? Because the subscriber, she said she's also doing this. She's, the great big jars like pickles, okay? She said they work perfect. Just saying that so you don't waste those big jars. Like if you buy the big jars of pickles, don't waste them. You can use them to store like your pasta in. or your rice, or, oatmeal, or whatever sugar. Okay, don't throw out those big jars. Keep them. All right, so here's the picture that she sent in of the chicken that she's doing here. So this subscriber got a hold of me and she said, I just got the Dollar General app. I normally do not shop there, but I was curious about the $1 flour and sugar you mentioned. I looked under dollar deals only for the store I selected. It did not have the sugar or flour, but oh my, I was pleasantly surprised at the variety and quantity of quality items you could get for $1 or less. And most were name brands. They have great sides, canned meats, etc. Someone on a tight budget could shop here and easily feed a family or get things to prep with. You can order online, pay, and arrange for pickup time at the store too. Talk about easy. Got a bunch of stuff to add to my pantry. Well, that's awesome, honey. I'm glad. And she's in Fort Myers. So that's awesome, sweetheart. I'm glad that you were able to utilize that. I really am. I'm really glad. So, okay, so this subscriber, she got a hold of me and she asked me if I would consider talking about how I started with prepping and all the things that happened to me and how I learned from my mistakes and how to make the process of prepping less stressful. Okay. I haven't done a video like that in a long time. I started out, okay, Sean and I, we've actually prepped for quite a few years, okay? But it was always like only hurricane season, that type of thing, And then when the pandemic hit, and we really saw the writing on the wall, okay, especially when this came into play. And we were like, all right, we're seeing way too many shortages. What's really going on here? There's no toilet paper. What do we do? So I had like $50 in my pocket, and I said, it's time. And I started, just watching videos and doing research and reading. And I went and I bought a whole bunch of like macaroni and cheese and ramen and pasta and, just little things. My one big mistake, I will say this, is that I jumped in head first. Okay. I spent way too much money in the very, very beginning. Okay. Now I know I said $50, but that was my initial purchase. But I will say that prepping is addictive. Okay. Because once you get started, you're like, okay, shiny object over here. I want this. I want that. I want this. I want that. I can't stop. Oh my gosh. I don't have enough. Bingo. Slow and steady wins the race. That too. Just remember that, okay? But there's a rule, okay? 1 is none, 2 is 1, so why not buy 3, okay? I live by that. But first, you have to start with your staples. Start with rice, start with beans, start with oatmeal, start with instant mashed potatoes, start with pasta, okay? Start little. Don't jump in head first and think, I got all this money and it's going to get me far. No, it won't. Not with inflation and prices and shrinkflation and everything else. No, it will not. So, if you have friends and family that are of the prepared mind, get with them, okay, and work out a plan with them. I wish I had that when I first started, and I didn't. At first, my husband, he was like, what's going on? Are you nuts? No, I'm not. And then I started showing him all these different things, and he's like, oh, okay, I agree, let's do this. Thank you. And then I started he started watching videos with me. And I've always been a gardener, having, pepper plants or tomato plants or this plant or that plant. And then I started getting into gardening even more. And it wasn't just an herb garden, or it wasn't just a pepper plant or a tomato plant. I had a garden now. And then I had greenhouses now, planting fruit trees now. But I didn't, I jumped. I should have never done that. But I felt like I was running out of time. But I wasn't running out of time. I listened to the wrong people. And that's the thing. You got to listen to the right people. So if you have people of the prepared mind or like-minded, in your friends circle of friends in your family, listen to them, okay? And don't let anybody ever tell you, if you don't have this very expensive, shiny object, you are not a prepper. Don't ever listen to that. I hate that. That drives me nuts. Just because you cannot afford solar this and solar that and you are not a prepper. No, don't listen. I hate that. Because I was listening to that, and I sat here and I was like, oh, I'm never gonna get there. I'm never gonna be a prepper. I'm not upset, sweetheart. Well, I am, but I'm not. I'm okay. And I was getting discouraged and I was getting overwhelmed. Don't listen to those kinds of people. You go at your own pace. You go with what your budget allows. Okay, please. If you have a sister or your brother or your cousin or your mom or your dad or what your best friend is of the prepared mind, listen to them. Okay? And if Stormy, your religion, you're going to make mistakes. I did. I'm willing to admit that. I made mistakes. We all do. Nobody's perfect. We may be perfect in God's eyes, but that's that's another video. But listen, you're going to get overwhelmed. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat anything for you. Why would I do that? Then I would be lying. You're going to get overwhelmed, okay? But just take it step by step. But remember this: 1 is none, 2 is 1. So why not buy 3? And you're probably saying to yourself, what in the God's name is she talking about? Hang on, I'll show you. I had to go to my pantry real quick. Okay. So you're at the grocery store, right? And you want to get some diced jalapenos. Okay. And you said, well, my recipe that I want to make tonight only calls for 1 can. So I'm only going to get 1 can. Stormy, that's my hair. But your normal mind would say, I'm only going to grab 1 can. But your prepared mind says, after I use this one, then I will have none. 1 is none. If I grab 2, 2 is 1. Because after I use this one for this recipe, I only have 1 can left. So why not buy 3? Okay. So, this is what someone of the prepared mind, this is how we always think. And then once you really start to get into it, because this is what I mean when I say prepping is addicting, okay? Then you're going to say, But I know I'm gonna want to make this recipe again, especially if the family really likes it. So I might as well grab 6, huh? Well, what if I were to just grab 12? That's a case. Well, shite. There's like 2 or 3 other recipes that call for jalapenos, so might as well grab 2 cases. What about 3 cases? Well, wait a minute. I do have other shopping to do. So, okay, do you understand what I mean? So, you're gonna wanna, you're never gonna want to go to a store without a list, first of all. That's, and never stray from that list, because if you stray from that list, before you know it, you're gonna have 2 and 3 shopping carts, and your bill's gonna be over $1,000. So, never go to the store without a list. And, because trust me, I've strayed from that list, and I've come home and my husband's gone, "What did you do?" "Oh, well, they had a lot of really great sales and I got you presents." And he goes, "I don't care." But you're going to make mistakes. I made mistakes, but start small. Okay. Take $50. If you're on a really tight budget, do say $25 a week. If you can only do $10 a week, do $10 a week. Okay, but there's always a way to prepare, even on the smallest of budgets. There really is. Okay, so you're going to get overwhelmed at first, but when I tell you it's worth it in the end, it's really worth it in the end to become prepared. It really, truly is. Okay, so now, store me your religion. All right, so on to this. This was sent to me. She said, "I just came from the commissary," which is, military base, "and could not for the life of me find plastic bags to put my produce in. Finally saw this sign. So now we are out of plastic bags here in Hawaii to bag our produce and meats. We all had to put our wet lettuce and broccoli, etc., into our shopping cart, touching the dirty metal, not to mention meats with blood leaking from the trays." Oh, grody to the max. "For months, the pasta aisle, rice, cheeses, certain chocolates have been sparse. Can't even find a snack-sized Fairlife or Hershey chocolate milks. For months, for my son's school snacks lunch, and to think this is military installation with no guests allowed." And the sign says, "Plastic bags are not available at this time due to supply shortages island-wide. We apologize for the inconvenience." My. And before I go, this picture was sent to me, and I could have used it for a commercial break, but I think we're going to end this video on a light note. And the subscriber says she came across this, no info, when, where, taken possible captions. I can think of, I wonder if the new value meal comes with a small package of sugar cubes, saddlebag value meal, free carrot with purchase. Stop. All right, guys, I love you. I'll see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fearless. Ciao.